Live.
Good morning, everyone. It's the 21st of January, 2026. How is everybody doing? Please put in the chat where you're watching from. And today we have a full house.
The best in the house. We got Jenny Middich here, and we got our brother Scott Everson here to share why meat is the master meal and why meat stock is the place to be in 26. Yeah. Jenny, good morning. Scott, good morning. How are you guys today?
Living the dream.
It is a dream.
Super early, Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah. Well, committed to the mission of meat eating.
Love it.
The master meal. And Scott, how are you today? Got to unmute Scott.
Why is Scott muted? I can't unmute him. He needs to unmute him.
Why are you?
No.
Jeez.
There he is.
Okay. Well, no, I'm pretty good. I just got back from Tennessee, got out of the cold and into the cold in Florida because it's very cold here right now.
I mean, I wouldn't say 60 degrees is cold, but
Well, it was
like 20 at
it was
home.
like 20 the other day.
When you compare to Chicago, maybe, but it's 46 in Central Florida, where I live.
I call that balmy, baby.
Yeah.
Where's Angela?
Angela is. I kicked her out of my room, and she's on the couch downstairs. And no, we are not married or a couple.
We're all good brothers.
Just in case you're wondering, but
all good.
Maybe she'll do a surprise visit along with my two screaming kids.
Yeah, my screaming kids might show up too. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Da, 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 da.
So tell us a little bit about the meat stock mission and what we're going to be inspired by this year.
Yeah. Well, the meat stock mission. I have a few different missions as to why I created meat stock. And if you guys are like, I don't know if like some people here, we've pumped meat stock out a few times on this channel, but if you want to check it out, you go meatstockconvention.com. I don't know if Aaliyah could put that in the chat there.
Sure.
Meatstockconvention.com. If you guys want to check it out, we got a lot of speakers. We got I think about 55 speakers this year. We got about 60 vendors. And we're looking at probably about 1,500 people. So it's started off mostly just as a completely just carnivore strict convention. But I've kind of expanded this year. We're a little bit more keto, some biohacking, and trying to sort of appeal to everybody a little bit. I'm even, a little bit of Bitcoin and precious metals and stuff like that. But the mission is a fewfold here. This year, I really want to sort of marry these different groups together, our sort of niche groups. Like you might be wondering, okay, why is somebody talking about Bitcoin or gold at a meat stock conference? I think a lot of us just think outside the box. We're all kind of in the same stuff. Like people in the carnivore community are into biohacking a lot of the time, or just into politics. I got some political figures on board. And the main goal is really just about healing. I personally, maybe because I have two little kids, I'm really into wanting to improve children's health. So I'm trying to bring some young people in this year. We have like a young Maha panel before the main event Maha panel. Getting in the kids, trying to influence teenagers because they're probably the unhealthiest group of people on the planet. And promote regenerative animal agriculture. We have Will Harris and Joel Salton coming, and I think that's really important. And we have a lot of farms coming as well. Miller's Biofarm came last year, and they kind of got introduced to the carnivore community and have blown up since. So that's great. I'm sure a lot of people have heard their raw dairy. Yeah, we're just on a healing mission, man. That's it. So.
Oh, by the way, Dr. Kiltz YouTube has been banned for a week for being bad. So I
Okay,
can't.
you tell. What is that about?
Yeah, what's that about?
Well,
Well, we can't say
in an
exactly
interview,
why, because then we'll get banned again.
someone mentioned something that can't be mentioned, and then we missed its clearing it out of our stuff, and so here we are. I'm not even here technically. I can't even post a comment.
Wow.
Oh no.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it's Alia and Dr. Nelson and you guys. Some of you guys are posting to your community.
I really thought this stuff was supposed to get better under Trump. Remember when he first became president?
He has zero influence over any
They
of
did
that.
these like big posts about it's like, oh, this is changing from now on. Any social media company that bans people will have to give an explanation and this and that. Remember that? What happened?
Yeah.
All he cares about is if he gets banned. So doesn't care about this little folks like us.
Ultimately, this banning, again, it's a little ridiculous because someone can mention a word and it's like, okay, you're done. But maybe that's probably the whole mission, is try to get rid of the carnivore community in so many ways. So
wherever you're watching from, just subscribe to the channel you're watching.
Yeah,
like,
please.
comment, share it. And one of the particular platforms has deleted multiple of my shorts because I'm talking about nutrition.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Oh,
I have not experienced
don't
that yet.
stop. Let's keep doing it. And that's why the communities that come together in like meat stock and we have a meetup coming up in Tampa on the 7th.
Yes, guys, come to the Kiltz meetup next. Was it a couple weeks from now? And it was a blast last year. We had a huge turnout, and Jenny's going to be there too, right, Jenny?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And we were just in San Diego, and really it's about a community coming together and having conversation. And you're right, Scott. It's bringing kind of ideas that people aren't talking about to bring control back to the land and the people.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. And using Jenny Midich's new cookbook for my kids who are now up, and I'm hoping they're not going to come running in my room. But I've been using the recipes in there, and I'll tell you, if you guys are looking to go carnivore, that is the most comprehensive guide I have ever seen.
Thank
and
you.
It's not what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a recipe book, but if you guys are like, especially I don't even think if you're new to carnivore, like if you're just having problems on carnivore, yes, I got one just over there as well. But if you guys have any sort of issues on carnivore, like this is like the Bible, is like the encyclopedia of carnivore with like amazing recipes on top of it. So you guys should check that.
Yeah.
When you go and leave a review wherever you bought it from.
Yeah, reviews are important. Yeah, I wanted to write like the encyclopedia for the carnivore diet and give people from the beginning of carnivore to, seasoned vets something that they could use in the book.
Yeah, it's an amazing compilation. It's the encyclopedia of carnivore. I think it's sort of the really new go-to to understand why carnivore is a game-changing health and wellness science.
Who wrote the prologue for that?
Oh, I don't know who wrote that. Oh, Dr. Kiltz.
Someone like
that.
Hey guys.
Hey little ones.
Well, what are we doing? All of this is really for one reason: is for our children and their children, right? And for me, I just got to go back to. Let's see if I can get it. for Julio.
Oh my God. And I just saw Dr. Kiltz. There's an article about this woman who is vegan. She's 43 years old.
Yes.
And Dr. Kiltz convinced her to go carnivore, and she's had what, two twins?
Just twins. Yeah, and we're sharing this around the globe. That, well, again, whether I shared it, you shared it, we share it. I mean, the most important thing is our children, and the amount of infertility and diseases are on the rise. And a simple concept of eating real food, which is our evolution, which is animal products, meat. And, you know, did we eat fruits and vegetables of any significance? Probably not. Small amounts, time to time, right? Fried in tallow, not in canola oil. What is canola oil?
Garbage.
Motor oil.
Cabbage.
Motor oil.
You know, it's an industrial product in order to keep us weak and meek. And these things are like not good. Not good. So what do we have in store for us at Meat Stock, Scott?
I don't know. Let's ask the kids. What do we have in
Hi,
store
guys.
for Meat Stock, guys? They're like,
Hi, little buddies.
This is what matters in life.
I think,
right?
What do we have in store at Meat Stock? Well, we have, like I said, we have 55 speakers, I think, this year. And a lot of different subjects, all sorts of different subjects, political, like I mentioned, you know, obviously carnivore, keto, you know, maybe we'll duke it out on stage. I really want diversity of opinion, and I don't want, you know, sometimes you go to those conferences and everyone's just so nice. They get up on stage and everyone just agrees with each other. I want people to duke it out. Well, maybe not Dr. Kiltz, but
I wasn't
you know, let's like have some diversity of thought. Let's test the narrative a little bit. That's why I love Jenny so much, is because she's willing to experiment and try different things and see what's best for her body. And you know, because we're all very individual. But I will say, as a species, like, you know, what other species, like, where does like diet, you know, change very much, you know, from area to area or whatever? Like, you know, birds eat the same thing anywhere they go. The bears eat the same things anywhere they go. Well, bears will eat anything, but
like humans, I guess, right?
Like
Just like humans, right?
yeah, but you know, it's you know, we have this weird idea that you know, depending on where you live or your age or whatever it is, that we should all be eating different things and blah blah blah. So I'm kind of you know, with my kids, I try to be, you know, just basically get them off of processed foods. But Aiden likes to say he's a carnivore kid, right, Aiden? Are you carnivore? Yeah. And Lila likes her fruit too much.
Fruit.
But
What fruit?
What other animal cooks their food
but,
or asks what macros I should have or what supplements should I take?
yeah, I'm totally off supplements now. No more supplements for me.
What's
I don't do
supplements?
supplements. Are artificial things that we don't need.
I don't know. I take a ton of supplements.
Except maybe electrolytes. I don't know a better way to put it. But you know, except maybe electrolytes and Kiltz's. I don't really consider those supplements though. You know. But anyway, I can't talk right now. I'm just like, I just woke up and I can't think. So that's why I brought Jenny in here. Jenny's going to.
Oh, because I'm going to be better at 6 a.m.
Are there tickets still available for Meat Stock?
Our tickets still available? Yes, they are. We still have, I think, a couple hundred tickets left. So they probably will sell in the next, I would say, month or so. We do actually, I did have some people at the cabin retreat cancel just recently. So I do have some openings for that. If you guys are interested, for a relatively affordable fee, you could actually live among the speakers. You get to spend 4 nights with them. And this includes like Michaela Peterson and Dr. Kiltz here and Dr. Barry and Dr. Baker, and all sorts of fun people. And we do 2 beautiful VIP dinners up in the mountains, where we're going to have stuff like brisket, and I think the guys from Healing Humanity are cooking for us this year. That'll be fun. And yeah. And
what are the dates? What are the dates?
Well, the cabin retreat goes from April 30th to May 4th, and the convention goes from May 1st to May 3rd. So that will be at the Gatlinburg Convention Center, kind of an unorthodox place, but I was just there a couple days ago, and really beautiful place. And you're up in the mountains there; it's really great. So, yes, yes. Rick says the only doctor I want to be around is Dr. Kiltz. That is true. I want to like live at Kiltz's studio.
My garage.
There you go. Now,
My
Scott,
garage.
Meat Stock, it's now 3 days. Last year it was 2, correct?
Yeah, actually, it was supposed to be 3 days or 2 days this year, but I added a bonus day just because we kept getting on more speakers.
Yeah.
And we just added Dr. Romero on a couple days ago.
Oh,
Great.
Sean's awesome. Love Sean.
Yeah. So, and he kind of has a different approach to carnivore too, right? Like he like introduces ferments,
Yeah.
some vegetable fermented foods and stuff. So, I think we have a lot of diversity this year, and just getting some different ideas out there as well. And I think a lot of people sort of like ask me, "Oh, well, what's Meat Stock?" And I'll just be like, they'll kind of like look at the speaker list, and they'll see like Bonnie Harry there, the food babe, who actually has like a plant-based product line out there, plant-based proteins and stuff. I say, well, Meat Stock, we welcome everybody. We welcome all ideas, and let's all get together, peace, love, and meat. I think that's it. So hopefully you guys could come. I wish I could sell a little bit better. Maybe in a couple of hours, my brain will start working again. And
Sound great. Jenny, tell us about your travels and helping get out there and share the message of why meat and carnivore feeding and lifestyle is so important to you.
I mean, I think it started with just, it's profoundly changed my life. I've lost over 50 pounds, my mental health. Just vast improvements. I no longer have to take anxiety medication. So I just want to share that message with the world. As far as travels go, we just got down to Florida. We're here at our Florida house. We're going to be hanging out with you at your meetup here on February 7th. And actually, I think we're going to be cooking together too.
Yep.
On Friday the
A week
30th.
from Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Friday, yep.
That'll be fun. And then we have the Symposium for Metabolic Health that's coming up this weekend. You're at that too, correct, Kiltz?
Dr. Nelson is.
I don't know.
I am attending.
Okay.
We don't have Dr. Kiltz is not going, and we don't have a table or anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's going to be super fun.
I might be arrested at the door if I show up because YouTube is on the hunt.
You're funny. You're funny. But yeah, and then of course, in March is COSI, the Collaborative Science Conference. That's Dave Feldman's conference. I'll be at that. And then Meat Stock.
Where is that?
That's in Vegas.
Vegas collaborative. What's it called?
It's COSI, Collaborative Science Conference. I'll send you some info about it. It's March 14th and 15th, I think, or 13th through 15th. It's a really good one.
Here's a message for Scott. Karen would like to know, she has a ticket. Can she upgrade to stay with the speakers?
Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, we have a few tickets, and I'd hop on them fast because
Yeah, they
I
sell
haven't
fast.
even put them out there yet. So
Can she upgrade on the website or does she have to email you?
email me. Yeah, email me. Yeah. My email, you could just go to meatstockconvention.com and check it out on there. But enough about me. Let's talk about something
It's all
else.
about meat. It's all meat. Well, wait a minute, Dr.
I
Nelson. Who's
wanted
it all
Jenny to
about?
come on here because Jenny's interesting. I'm not. So I'm like, well, I want to get Dr. Kiltz the old views here, especially seeing as how his YouTube channel got flagged. So let's up the views here with Jenny because she's interesting. Jenny, what kind of experiments are you running now?
That's a good question. I just finished my raw dairy experiment. That video just came out on Sunday. That was interesting. Because I have Hashimoto's, so I couldn't do conventional dairy. It really caused a lot of inflammation for me. But raw dairy is good. I can consume it, so that makes me happy. Miller's Biofarm is what I used for the test, and I tested my thyroid antibodies before and after. My antibodies actually went down after consuming raw dairy, so that was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was it milk or what are we talking here? Butter, milk?
I didn't do milk just because it has so much sugar in it. I did like heavy cream. I did their ice cream. I did yogurt.
Their ice cream is so
Wow.
good.
Yeah, cheese. But yeah, I'm
So-
trying to think.
What's the book, Alia?
Jenny's book is the
Nope,
Complete
nope.
Carnivore.
The book. The raw
Oh.
book.
This book.
Pottinger's Cats. Right? Ah! Raw
You and the
is
cat.
right. Raw is right. Is that kind of what you found, Jenny?
Yes. The pasteurization process, it just ruins dairy. All of the great enzymes and things that make raw milk so healthy are gone. And of course, you need to make sure you're finding a clean source of raw dairy. But I found that most companies or farms that are selling raw dairy are like meticulous with their cleaning procedures. So that's not really something I worry about. There's something about raw dairy. It's a complete whole food. It hasn't been cleaned and cleared of all of the positive things. So yeah, I can consume it. I get a serious reaction. Like I get a really puffy eye. My joints hurt in my fingers, and I feel like general malaise the day after eating conventional dairy. And it wasn't always this way. It happened after my Hashimoto's came about. I just cannot consume it. So this is a game changer for me. Dairy. I don't consume it often because you can gain weight and all that stuff. But sometimes I just want to have some cheese. I want to make like a beef stroganoff. I just released a video on or something like that. So it really opens up a lot of menu items for me. So yeah, it's a game changer, and I think it will be for a lot of people.
Right, but people say, "Oh, I can't consume dairy." Well, you're not consuming dairy. You're consuming a modern product that's been changed and processed in a way that isn't nature.
Right.
Can I ask you a question? I just interject. So, for somebody, this has always been my objection with raw food, right? I think if you have a good gut, you have good stomach acid, everything like that. Like the minute I've never had food poisoning in my life. Okay, the minute I tried raw meat, I got food poisoning immediately. Like first time I tried it. And I know it's because like I don't have any stomach acid to break down bacteria. So do you think raw dairy would be a safe option?
For you, I mean, your gastrointestinal tract is messed up, bro. I would.
Like
I don't know.
overgrowth.
I don't know. I would think you would probably want to do some healing first, but it could be worth an experiment. But I would probably do like heavy cream or something like that.
I did do at Bella's event. I did do some milk. I took chances. I did some milk and butter, and I was okay. I did okay with it. Actually, I was kind of surprised. I haven't had milk in like 10 years, and I was like, I am going to pay for this, and I felt fine that night.
Well, there you go. I mean,
You had the butter?
The butter too, yeah, the butter too. I seem to do okay with it, so I don't.
I think that's a testament.
Yeah, I don't. butter for me is depending. I don't, because my gallbladder really sucks, so I don't do well with a lot of fat. But
I think we're going to have a forced capturing of Scott, and we're going to manage to get him into the master meal of raw meat.
the master meal of raw meat.
But the
My
problem
God,
is
so
most of our
accurate.
meat is also manipulated, and it's not what nature created.
Right.
And that's one of the challenges. But we have to go on the hunt, and then we have to eat the heart from the raw kill or the fresh kill.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of it is. And then we have to work our mindset. I was just listening to something about placebo effect, right? And our mindset, and how our masterful mindset is been manipulated. And that's our change. The strength of the mind of the master, which is the lion. That's it. It's but I still think rare to raw, black and blue. It's like, but again, we're not getting the organ meats fresh or the fat fresh. We're getting something that we don't know where it really came from.
Yeah, that's very true.
None of us know that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it depends on where you're ordering from, what farm you get it from, or whatever. But there are some people out there, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're like, who's that guy, the raw meat experiment? Have you guys seen that guy? He's just eating like raw chicken from Publix, and
Ew.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But again,
I don't know what happened. He hasn't posted in like a year.
He probably died.
But that's, I think, the real point here is that we really don't. Everything's fenced, and what plants are growing, that's all invasive species, or it's manipulated species. All of the Roundup and the glyphosates and the GMOs. I mean, there is no ancient anymore. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, very true.
Masterfully manipulated by the masters who want to make us
Sheep.
weak, meek, controlled, right? Renew your mind.
Well, so what do you guys okay, so here's one. I don't know if you guys have touched on this subject. What do you guys think about the new dietary guidelines?
They're all right. But the problem is they capped the saturated fat still 10%. So anything they recommend is totally just negated by that.
Right.
It's a guideline. It's
So
like
why-
we're all on a hook from long line fishing. It's
Just
still
live
a
in the Upper
guideline.
West Side. Live in the Upper West Side.
See, my thing with the dietary guidelines, I had a family member that was in the hospital last summer for a month. And anyone that's been to the hospital knows that the food there is garbage. It was terrible. Like trying to keep them keto carnivore was very hard, but I did it. That's why I am concerned about the dietary guidelines. It's for institutions, schools, military, nursing homes,
Right.
hospitals, prisons. They have to go off the guidelines. So sure, it's a step in the right direction when they invert the pyramid. Grains are kind of a backseat. Meat and tallow and butter and all that stuff are mentioned. But with the 10% saturated fat guideline, all it's going to lead to is just more processed foods, I think. We'll see how it actually happens in institutions, but that's the main reason why the dietary guidelines matter. I mean, none of us follow the dietary guidelines. You know what I mean? Like normal people don't. It's the institutions where it matters.
Well,
Right.
my plan is if I'm ever in the hospital, Nellie's gonna be sneaking in at. So
Oh, you don't have to
burger
sneak
patty.
in. I brought a cooler, my Dometic electric cooler, and I had like eggs and beef. I had sausage. I had steaks. I have a generator in the back of my truck. I plugged an air fryer in. And I
Wow.
cooked steaks, and then I went and got barbecue. And then on the trays, we ordered burger patties. We did salads, but every single time they had to include 60 grams of carbs. Even if you didn't order it, they had to. by regulation. So a banana, a full sugar like Sprite or Coke, something would come on the tray. We would just throw that away. But talk about food waste, it was a nightmare. So yeah, make sure you have somebody if you're ever in the hospital, because that food is atrocious.
I want Rick to show up. If you find out I'm somewhere in an institution, you guys show up with the camp and take it over.
Yeah, 100%. We're there.
What is Rick gonna bring? What is Rick gonna bring?
Iguana.
Some iguana, parking lot chicken.
The iguana cooler. It is. You're right. I mean, it's a step in the conversation that says, "Hey, here's some meat, eggs, butter, cream." It's there. So I think there's a win in a sense, but ultimately we can't just let up. We have to keep on speaking the truth until. But again, this is for individual content creators of your own life, right? If you're waiting for the government or the long line of a guideline, right? It's not going to fix you. You must save yourself.
100%. Yeah. It's so frustrating because they talk about like, oh, the war on protein is over. It was the war on fat that needed to be over. So I know like Dr. Kiltz is very frustrated with that. So we'll see. We have 5 more minutes.
Well, Jenny, they actually did say the war on saturated fat they said that's over too.
It's not though. It's the exact same saturated fat cap.
They said it.
They said it.
But again, when you look at the wording, the guidelines for all the institutionalized. Right. And are we done with being institutionalized?
By the way, we had a lot of people on that committee, obviously, in favor of the things we may favor. There were people from the other camps, and there was influence from. So the 10% was, from what I understand, a little battle until just a week before the guidelines or 2 weeks before the guidelines came out.
Right.
So,
there are some good things in it. I don't want to bash them. The 10%, sure, that sucks. But like the fact that they mentioned that low carbohydrate diets are good for some people that are dealing with chronic disease, which is like 90% of the country, that's a big deal because that's the first time it's ever been mentioned. So there are positives in the dietary guidelines. As with anything that's governmental, it never quite goes far enough.
Did they recommend eating less grains? I know that on the whatever the diagram, it shows grains kind of at the bottom now, which I think is a huge win. Just the visual, like if they actually have that
from picture. 6 to 11 servings to 2 to 4.
Right. Okay. And it's whole grains. They talk about like processed
grains recommendations
things
2
like
to 4, I believe.
So that is a huge win, right?
Up your lectins, oxalates, and phytates.
They didn't up them. They did decrease them, but they're there. Yes.
Right. They still talk about grains as like it's a dietary staple, like you need to consume it every day, and we all know that you absolutely do not. It needs to be an optional thing. But that's just another place where they couldn't take it that far. So we'll see, maybe, 5, 10, 15 years from now when they do it every 5 years, we'll see. But it is a step in the right direction.
And guys, come on. Now let's take some note here, just like as a community, okay? RFK and people in his administration, I mean, first off, he brought in Ben Bickman and Nina Teicholz and the people like that. As a community, as a keto carnivore community, we have made a difference. We've made a big difference. I mean, it was us in the keto carnivore community that really brought the anti-seed oil narrative into popularity. And when we started getting on board with that, then, I go to the grocery store now and I see people looking at the back of ingredients for seed oils, which is great. And that was us. That was all of us as a community. So we are making a difference.
Sure.
And everyone that raises their voices, like you're actually making a difference.
Agreed.
Never, ever, 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 ever give up. And give it up to God.
I really think this carnivore community is in the millions now.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like in the multi-millions of people, because everywhere I go now, like I go to restaurants now, waiters know what the diet is now.
Yeah.
It was not like this 5 years ago. And
Yeah.
I
Not
go
even 2 years ago.
Even 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
even 2 or 3 years ago. Like I went to a meat place called Wild Fork Foods. It's a chain here, I think, in some areas.
Yeah.
And the guy at the counter told me he's on a carnivore diet. He's like telling me about it.
Yep.
That's great.
He's like, yeah, man, I just started this carnivore diet. I lost like 30 pounds. I'm sleeping better. I'm like, dude.
Well, and I think that's what's going to be, the turning point for a lot of people is when a lot more people try it and realize how well it works. The truth is on our side. You know what I mean? Like it works. It legit works. So the more and more people come and try it, the more it's going to be kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. We just got to get to that point where enough people have really embraced it and see the changes.
So if you guys, if you've noticed, kind of it's evolved, right? Like I would say 10 years ago, it was like the paleo craze, and then keto.
Yep.
And now it's kind of gone into carnivore. And I'm kind of like saying, is there any other way to evolve from here? Like carnivore is the ultimate elimination diet. I'm not saying that everyone has to go carnivore, but like, where do we go from here?
I don't know.
You simply step into each day with the mind of a lion, and we keep on that, and it's just never give up and keep going to meat stock, and Jenny's going to keep on sharing her master books, and we got Courtney Luna coming too, right?
Yeah,
And
Courtney will be there in February.
I just saw Courtney this last
Oh, is she going to be
weekend.
there? Yay, I got to talk to her. I got to have her come over and hang out at my house.
She's gonna be in Florida soon, but she's gonna be with Dr. Kiltz March 7th cooking. March 6th.
Sweet. Oh, that's my birthday, March 6th. Yay.
Aww.
Another Pisces.
Yup.
The fish. I just don't eat fish.
Yeah, you do. You eat some salmon, don't you? Or did you stop?
But no, I didn't. But again, it's meat is still my master meal.
Sure.
And I'll do some salmon, but think about it. No other animal eats a fillet.
True.
They eat the organs, they eat the fat, they eat the whole thing. You bite the salmon, you get the head, you get the tail, you get the scales, you get everything, right? It's like, again, we still overprocess our food.
Yeah. I think, we should all go into the woods, get a piece of land and do a carnivore community where we just hunt and fish and gather, and we can do like a reality show. I think it'd be so fun.
Okay, Lash. I know Lash will want to be part of that one. Lash is only 6 hours from here. And so
I love it. I would love that. I always talk to Goran about I want to go get a yurt in the woods and just totally disconnect a few times a year, just be gone,
You can come.
well, we got 20 acres in upstate New York with our yurts going in.
Yes.
And at our CNY Fertility Syracuse. I'm working on it in somewhere in Florida now.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what
we can do something in Puerto Rico, resort of some sort. And
I love Puerto Rico. It's one of my favorite places.
Well, Dr. Gomez at CNY, he's from Puerto Rico also. He's ready to open up in. We're gonna do a retreat center all around the globe, infinite.
Sweet.
Yeah, we'll do we'll go to maybe we'll open up a compound and Guatemala or something, have like a Jonestown for meat stock type thing.
Yeah,
Well,
minus the cult and the Kool-Aid.
maybe we want wild.
Minus the cyanide.
You see, we want wild. That's what we really want. We don't want fences or gates or in essence, we want freedom. Freedom to roam, freedom to live and eat the way we want to eat. And I think that's what we're sharing with the world. You know, don't wait for a guideline. You know, like we're right now, the carnivore lifestyle has been around for infinite years, and we're sharing an idea that is like a little kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I think like you know, you see from all of Jenny's experiments, like I really believe strongly that health isn't just about diet. I think that's like one thing. I will throw like a little bit of critique at the carnivore community. I think we're a little bit too diet focused too. And there's so much stuff that goes into it. I really think community is like one thing that you'll never go to a doctor. You'll never go to a doctor and except for maybe Dr. Kiltz and have them prescribe community, you know?
Right.
But actually like sharing, you know, having friendships and, you know, with like-minded people and, you know, where you share the same mission in life and you have the same ideas on things and you're sharing a purpose. There's something just so magical about it. Coming to these meetups, come to Dr. Kiltz's meetup in Tampa or Meatstock or wherever, you know, something close to your place. But there's meetups everywhere, you know, and Healing Humanity guys and
Our herbivore brothers and sisters, omnivore and carnivore, everyone's welcome. There's no like, oh, you're plant eater only. You know, really, there are ways to do this that I think are part of a philosophy of Lions, and I think that plant-based diet contains a lot of chemicals and antigens and is not as good for us. But eating less frequently, adding fat, cooking plants well. I mean, I think, you know, you can get away with it, but when you go carnivore, Jenny, what did you notice when you first went like only to animals versus your plant way of living?
I mean, the first 6 weeks for me were really rough. But after I got through all of that, just clarity, my hunger cues really evened out. I really only needed to eat twice a day. And then the mental health stuff was pretty quick, was within the first like 2 to 3 months. Profound weight loss very quickly. I still had some fits and starts, you know, like I'd lose 10 pounds and then I would lose for a couple of months and then I'd lose some more, which is normal. But yeah, that's everything I noticed.
And everyone's stories are so important. And we'll continue with carnivore conversations to share stories. Healing Humanity share stories. Meatstock share stories. And everyone here, it's about a story that I think science, there's a lot of scientism, you know, the power of placebo, and basically the words that we think create the lives we live. And that's where the spelling, we've been placed under a spell of the controllers, right? A compound. No more compounds. Freedom. And the carnivore way. Oh, we got Mitch here. What does Mitch has to say? Good morning, Mitch.
Morning, Mitch.
How are you doing, Mitch?
Mitch is also going to be in Tampa with us.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
So, Kiltz, why don't you talk a little bit about that meetup? What are the dates? When is it happening? What's going on at the meetup?
Well, let's see. Ollie could probably tell the exact date. Well, it's the 7th in Tampa. We're going to have a meetup there. Exact location, I'm not sure of. Go to Kiltz Mighty Tribe or drkiltz.com. But on Friday the 6th, we're going to have a dinner with, I don't know, 50 to 100 people. Sort of part of, you got to buy the VIP meetup. And again, it's Jenny's going to be there. Scott's going to be there, and Rick's going to be here, and Mitch is going to be here, and hopefully Papa and all of our other brothers and sisters. And it's
Dr.
about
Nelson.
sharing stories, and really excited about that. And it's all about coming together and sharing stories. So the more of these, I think we've got one coming up. I mean, that's just, I don't know where the list is. What is it? KiltzMeetups.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep. And we'll, by next Monday, we should be back on track or somewhere in there on YouTube. They're going to let me in, but we're on probation for 90 days or maybe 6 months or something. But I've been on probation since the day I was born.
You'll get through it.
We're partly is we're immersing ourselves in the pain, and that's where strength comes. And this idea that we should never feel pain. I mean, without pain, there's no gain. I interviewed Brian Holloway, New England Patriots player in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and great, amazing guy. And we talked about pain and suffering, and because I mean, ultimately, Jenny, I mean, in some way, there's pain and suffering that pushes you to find strength in the light.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today without some pain. I think it really kind of clears away everything else. It just also depends on how you respond to it. There's some people that experience a lot of pain and they never grow from it. I think you have to take that, the obstacle is the way kind of thing, and grow from it.
Everything I do in my life now is from my pain and my struggles. You know, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. So as much as it sucks to deal with, you know, hundreds of symptoms on a weekly basis, I thank God for it, because it's brought so much purpose in my life. It's brought community. It's brought better health to my kids and family. You know, if I have to deal with symptoms, then that's worth the sacrifice.
Yeah.
No pain, no gain, and pain has purpose. But dopamine comes in to save the day temporarily. Usually gets me in more trouble, though. Yeah, what got us into why are we on double probation with YouTube? Well, because I don't know. The rules are always changing. I don't even know what they are some days. But they've got AI on the lookout for all of us.
I need to make clear, it was nothing to do with carnivore. The warning made it seem like that, but actually that's not what happened. It was right before the warning that somebody said something. And if you want to know, I'll post it in the Mighty Tribe so you guys can hear it. But it had nothing to do with us talking about meat. So we can stop. We don't need to freak out about that.
But they're watching us.
You know,
They're watching us.
There's a guy here, Mr. Quixotics, has a very important question.
Yeah.
I always tell people, you know, start listening to Dr. Seafried. I mean, he's the guy you probably want to listen to on this. And I think his thing is to obviously go on a specific keto diet, get a GKI under 1 at all times, no cheating ever, and pulsing that with glutamine inhibitors like fenbendazole or I can't remember the other ones. But
Zofia Clemens, Paleo Keto Medicina.
Yeah.
That's the real place. That's really it, because then you're getting back to the real basics, and fasting and fatty meat. That's it.
Fasting, yeah.
And fatty meat. And because all the cancers are just inflammation. And that's why I think that you know, you could break out of this in really amazing ways. And there was a comment earlier about if you're in the hospital and you're sick, fast. It's really it.
Yeah.
And a comment on this: we're not telling you not to take your medications from your doctors.
Oh, this isn't medical advice. This is
This is
entertainment.
not medical advice. We're not your doctors. You're not our patients.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
opinions are for educational purposes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
You
Dr.
know,
Kiltz.
it's like cancer is your own decision. It's your own journey. Is how you want to treat that. I know a lot of people in the community do believe in the metabolic approach, but they may also, find some healing in the conventional approach. So it really depends on
Yeah.
your case.
I think it can be adjunctive, like just use all the tools in your toolbox. Just use some discretion and make sure you're discussing everything with your physician.
Yeah, there are plenty of studies out there showing that being in deep ketosis and fasting around treatments actually negates a lot of the negative effects of
Right.
stuff like chemo or radiation. So,
Personal experience with that.
Yeah.
what was your experience with that, Dr. Nelson? In terms of treatment, I mean.
2 years ago, I had something removed. I did the conventional treatment, but for 6 weeks, every time I had a treatment, I would fast 2 days before and 2 days after.
Yeah.
I was using some supplements. Usually they all come from plants, but I was using multiple supplements that are glutamase inhibitors, natural, and use them for several days during the week. Very strategically using a post-press approach, and did multiple other things. Doing well so far.
There is a man here in Florida, to give you hope. There is a man here in Florida named Guy Tenenbaum. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He was on I don't have a channel anymore, but he's on my channel back in the day. He's also on Dr. Berg's channel, Dr. Shafee's channel. And he had stage 4 prostate cancer, went to his bones. And the doctor told him he had a couple months to live. And he did a 40-day water fast. Now, he had some weight to lose. I'm not saying everyone do a 40-day water fast.
No, he had fat. He had fat in reserve.
He had fat in reserve.
Nobody has fat to lose because being skinny is not in our favor. And I want obesity not to be considered a disease. We have fat is our fuel and our building blocks for our body. And,
at what point would you say there's like a threshold to that, right? Because
we don't know that. We don't know that.
Like 350 pounds.
But again, we don't know that because if there's a massive famine and war and disease, so again, we're still judging it based on an environment that's gotten us fat, and then we blame you for not being able to lose weight. When in fact, no other animal wants to lose weight and be skinny. None. So I'm just trying to change the language of what we lead with. You have fat in reserve for the massive fast that you may need to go on.
Yeah. So he went on a 40-day water fast, and then he did just really high ketosis after that. And he would regularly do kind of like 48-hour fasts and stuff like that. And he actually, but he still incorporated, like he ate a lot of vegetables and stuff. He believed in all that stuff, eating garlic and stuff. I don't know if there's any actual, I've heard sort of the opposite from some people that actually helps cancer, but yeah, he completely reversed it and was cancer free for I think 8 or 9 years after that. He started. I know he started incorporating fruits and stuff, and it came back. So I don't know.
Well, again, they're chronic inflammatory condition. Cancer is just another chronic and acute inflammatory condition, and plants can be medicinal also. And so, but what you're saying is that a lot of people heal, but then it comes back. And that's one of the troubles that what you're saying in the plant-based approach. Yeah. But again, carnivore doesn't mean you're not going to get a disease and die, of cancer, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
We all have to die somehow.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting just talking about the fat subject, just to go back to that for a second. I mean, You make a good point there. In a way, I think, like me personally, I think there's got to be some threshold to that. Like if you're like Bill in Alaska and you can't move out of your home or something. I mean, it depends on like how much fat we're talking about.
But you're right. But he used we don't lose weight. Fat is burned.
Yeah.
And used. And so historically, a bear that doesn't gain 1,000 pounds before hibernation is dead.
Yeah.
Cannot reproduce. So, okay, Bill in Alaska, okay, Bill's now 350 pounds, 600 pounds. How long can he go without eating?
A long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
And where's the best place to go without eating? Alaska. Right? In a cave. Right? And
so if you have a lot of extra fat on you, I mean, technically you don't need to eat so much fat. If you're trying to lose weight, like I'll tell you something that, okay, this might be a little controversial saying this, but I'll tell you something.
We love it. Oh, wait.
I'll tell you something that drives me a little bit nuts. And I want to throw some, maybe I'll throw a little shade here, but this is why I kind of like having diversity of thought. I have a lot of people with meat stock that will sort of say, well, you could just eat as much fat as you want. And I know Jenny's talked about this subject. Like we have Dr. Nadira Ali and Maria and Jenny coming, and we've talked about lipotoxicity and stuff like that. But I think like that is something that maybe people in the carnivore community might want to look at. That if you guys are following influencers that are like 6 feet tall, 25 years old, and work out every day and have certain genetics, I mean, you could eat 3 sticks of butter a day if you're in that case. But if you're 7 years old, you've been a standard American diet your whole life, and you're 5'2", and you're not very active, and you have certain, maybe genes or even a certain microbiome, which plays a big role, but people don't really talk about that.
Glycobiome.
And maybe 3 sticks of butter a day is not a good idea. Maybe it's not a good idea to be butter like candy bars. If you really want to lose weight and lose that extra fat, cut back on the fat and see what happens. I'm not saying that it's ideal. Like I'm not saying go on a low fat diet, but maybe just cut back a little bit, So
I think everyone just starts with the standard carnivore, and if they're not seeing success after 90 days, that's when you can start playing around with macro composition. But even if you're lowering fat, you're never a low fat. It's just slight lowering. Just eat fatty meat. Don't add a stick of butter to everything. But that lever is only really pulled when you're not seeing success. A lot of people see success with high fat, but there are some that don't, like my husband. He cannot do high fat carnivore. He still cannot. It does not work for him. Everything starts to go bad. His glucose, his insulin, HSCRP, GGT, but he has a lot of visceral fat and lipotoxicity. So yeah, I don't think there's a one size fits all. But there are specific biomarkers you could check to see if this is happening.
But I'm even stating that there is no such thing as lipotoxicity.
I mean, that's Dr. Nadira Ali's theory.
I'm just throwing out
theory, right?
Right on. But a bear, a polar bear, a bear that doesn't gain visceral fat, subcutaneous fat, perinephric fat is dead. And so what our body makes is biologically and physiologically powerful. I mean, what were we eating 50,000 years ago when winter was coming? And why are we hyperphagic in an environment of a high plant diet? Is because that's natural for us.
Sure, but also the fat cells themselves can get pathological. But we're not eating what we're supposed to be eating. That's how you get lipotoxic.
Right, but every cell is poison, not just your adipocytes, because that's where the food in your gut, which is secreting the microbial toxins or the antigenic toxins of the food you eat. So I just a little bit, even in the keto carnivore worlds, we've created a science that's a little scientism, that let's go way back and imagine what evolution, we got to look at nature and imagine, because we're more like omnivores than we are like carnivores.
Sure. We can eat anything.
We can eat anything. And so why is it we eat anything to get fat? Because there must be a biologic reason for that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, but we don't live in that world anymore. We live in a modern world where no famine and all that kind of stuff. But for certain people, like just consuming sticks of butter just doesn't work.
Well, that's not normal anyway.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, butter is not a normal food because it's a processed food. No other animal eats butter.
Right.
Anyway, I'm not a big proponent of butter. Anyway, because it's unnatural. Milk is not natural for an adult human.
Right.
So that's just throwing it out there. You know, again, oh my God, we're a little controversial at 6 a.m. somewhere. Oh, wait a minute.
We're past the hour, Alia.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Here we go.
It's all good, buddy. It's all
We
good.
gotta do this.
Now you really got him banned, Aaliyah. Good job.
I'm done. I'm done. Jenny, can I come on your show from time to time?
Yeah, anytime. Kiltz, anytime.
All right, Val Perry 89. Congratulations. You just won a Kiltz Mighty Tribe baseball cap. Please email me, Alia, Dr.Kiltz.com. Yeah, I'm gonna hit end live stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Well, now it doesn't matter.
Oh, now it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Get this
it's
book,
a
everybody. Get
Once
this
you're
book.
past the hour, but
Kiltz Magazine, my
Jenny-
two
Jenny,
favorite
where
people.
can people get the book?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Blackwell's if you're international, anywhere online.
All right. We love it. We'll see everyone at Meat Stock and Kiltz Mighty Tribe and, of course, the Tampa Meetup. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Okay, bye, everybody.